Good evening and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show that highlights the greater woman behind the great man of God. I'm your host, First Lady Lakeitha London. It is a pleasure to have you here with me on today. I want to take this opportunity to thank my first guest on last week, First Lady Celeste Tillery. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful woman, what a beautiful soul. She puts me in the mind of First Lady Lancaster. She spoke with such authority, and something that she said, you know how you hear something over and over again and never really penetrates? Mm-hmm. She said something last week that she said, you got to have a relationship with God before you're able to reap all of these benefits. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I just wanted to thank you. And it's something so simple, but I guess it must have been my time to receive it. And I pray that whoever was listening received it as such. So thank you so much, Celeste Tillery. I enjoyed you. And those words still resonate with me, and I just love you. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to being a part of your women's conference when it comes. So thank you again for gracing the first chair. I want to take this opportunity to thank my sponsors, Elegant Beauty Cosmetics. Elegant Beauty Cosmetics. Elevate your beauty with Elegant Beauty Cosmetics and tailor-made bodybuilding and construction. If your body isn't becoming to you, then you need to be coming to Audrey. She's got some appointments coming up very soon, so all of her information will be on my story next week. People started this journey at the beginning of the year with their resolutions, and around this time they really let go. So she's got some space available. So I'll make sure that information gets to you guys on my story sometime this week. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of the pastors that are looking at First and Foremost. It is so interesting to know that we've got a lot of pastors out there looking at it for whatever the reason is. I just appreciate it, and I thank you so very much. I want to send love to my mothers at the New Jerusalem Temple Missionary Baptist Church. I thank you for being my biggest fans, and I just love you guys. So the platform for First and Foremost is simply this. You and I have a very unique opportunity to have dialogue with first ladies from churches and businesses from in and around the country. We have an opportunity to find out their stories, their opinions about church, and just their life in general. We get to hear it straight from the First Lady, what really happens when our hats come off. And speaking of hats, each of our First Ladies donate a hat. That hat is auctioned off during the course of the show, and one lucky viewer will have the opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, to take a piece of her story home. Opening bid is $50, and you don't have to be a hat wearer. You could just be an admirer. So please give us a call at 313-759-1568 to bid on these beautiful hats, and Jason will have these a closer view for you later on in the show. Also, please don't forget about our First Ladies Honor Contest that's coming up, and the grand prize is an opportunity for you and 10 of your friends to be entertained in a private live session with your First Lady. So the deadline is coming up, so please send in your videos, and you'll see more about that in the commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm looking forward to introducing to you the greater woman behind the great man that is Pastor Donald L. Parson from the Logos Church in Chicago, Illinois. I'm introducing to you my friend and my sister, First Lady Yarashia Parsons. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Sis, I'm so glad to have you here today. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited. So usually we start off with some questions about you, and then we'll get into some First Lady stuff. So I'm excited about this interview. I love this lady. Before titles, roles, and responsibilities, who is Nene? And this is Yarashia, who's also known as Nene.
Okay. We went with Nene.
Nene. Okay. So before titles, roles, and responsibility, who is Nene?
Love.
I love that.
Nene is just a real loud, crazy, I guess you could say, because I can be crazy, but in a good way.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm just love a ball of energy. I used to say I was gregarious. I have all these words but I am literally just Nene. And I just love Nene. But yeah, Nene is this strong-willed, and I'm just trying to go back, right? So when I was just thinking about the strong little lady and now this grown woman. But yeah, Nene is just love.
I love that.
I mean, I have always loved people. Even, I mean, they used to say when I was little, I used to get a whooping and then go give my mama a hug or something like that. Because, yeah, so, yeah, just love and just full of life. And I'm a very loyal person. I've been like that for a long time. But yeah, that's Nene. I mean, you know, we'll get into more about who Nene is before the titles. I mean, that's literally, I mean, not a lot, but I am. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know.
And I've
what
always
you're
been that girl that don't boast myself or push myself up, but not for just because I can't. I mean, but
yeah. You let others do that.
yeah.
Okay, talk about your family history and your Detroit connection here.
Oh, so born and raised in Southfield, okay, Providence Hospital. No, and then I went to Southfield Public Schools. I went to Academy of Detroit 1 year, but I graduated from Southfield Lathrop.
Okay.
03. Let's see. And then my granddad was a founding pastor of Christian Tabernacle Church. And so that's pretty much, you know, my roots. I was born and raised here. I'm still here. Don't be playing, y'all. I'm still here. This is home.
This is home.
This is home.
This is definitely
because whatever I do, even if I'm here home, I am always at church on Sundays in Chicago. At least I try to be, right?
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the greatest lesson that you've learned from your granddad? This is Mr. Pastor Mormon.
Love.
Well, you started out that you
Yeah, but my granddaddy literally, that's what he exuded, right? Safety, right? I knew that he loved me based on this, you know, the security I felt with him. Yes. So, but love really, he showed me, because my granddaddy wasn't my blood, right? And he was married to my biological grandmother for 41 years, and I'm 40. So all I've known was James L. Mormon. Okay. But he showed me, he showed me, what it looked like to love somebody without conditions, right? To love somebody not wanting anything else back. Although he did want you to be, you know, your best self or whatever, but he loved us, took us in, did everything he needed. So genuine, like that real love, like only somebody that loves you like he did would do the things that he did. So love and God for sure. He's that's where it all started. So my foundation came from my granddad. Yeah, I was scared of two people growing up. I always said the Lord and my granddad. And that still stands today, okay? But, you know, now that he is gone, God rest his soul.
Yes.
Yeah, I still want to do everything, you know what I'm saying?
He's
to make sure that he's proud. So
I'm proud of you. For sure. That's wonderful. I love that. You shared with me a photo a few years ago that talked about the 5 generations of your family. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. And I know you have your little girl now. She's 5 years old now. Yes. So talk to me about experiencing 5 generations period of women. Yeah. And it was an article that was done about your family. Talk to me about how that even came up and who realized that it was 5 generations. Who said, look, it's 5 generations of us.
So I want to say that I am always the more intentional person. I've been a more intentional person to, yes. And so I came up with the idea to get, my family together for a photo shoot. My great grandmothers, my grandmother, my mom, my baby. And then I have 5 generations, or I had 5 generations on both sides. So at that time, I had 5 generations on my mom's and my dad's side. But this particular time, it was Mother's Day, and I wanted to highlight, we had a big photo shoot with both sides of the family, but just this particular time, the women were highlighted because it was Mother's Day. Yes. So I reached out to the news and connected with some people, gave them my story, and they came in and did it for us, and it was awesome. It was great. It was a great time to, kind of, you know, give our history and kind of memorialize, I guess, or kind of keep that legacy or whatever, because I'll never forget it and we'll never get it back. I know. And then on my dad's side, at that time, my grandmother was maybe 98, maybe 97 or something like that. And she actually just passed in February. She was 101.
101 years old.
Loveland was 18 months then when we did that. But it was my idea because, again, like I said, I'm very intentional about things like that. And so, yeah.
I thought that was absolutely beautiful. And what newspaper was that in? What?
Oh, I want to say that it was DIV, so WDIV.
Okay,
So,
because I just want to make sure if you guys didn't get a chance to see that, you can always go back and check that out. It was really a beautiful,
It
photo shoot.
really was. Yeah. It was. They came in, they talked to us, and you know what I'm saying, did a little history, and it was actually great. And I'm glad we actually did it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and as a part of my history,
Absolutely, and it's a part of Loveland's history.
And it's
So
a part
that's
of
a
Loveland's
wonderful,
history. Absolutely,
wonderful
yeah.
thing. What new family traditions are you creating for your family?
ooh, those are good. That's a good question. New traditions. So in our house, I like to use our voice. I like to express our feelings, be held accountable for the things that we do.
I love that.
In our house.
You're never too young to learn that.
Yeah, and just being yourself, being free. I call myself the liberal conservative mom, right? Right.
I love that.
Because I mean, let's face it, right? I mean, we are human beings. I mean, we want to have that greater, experience with Christ and be more like Him. But we are living in America,
Yes, we
right?
are.
And so I want my daughter to be balanced, right? And just teaching her, not making her find out things on her own. I found myself learning a lot of things on my own growing up. Even having family right there, it was still on me to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So just and spending more time together in love, saying the word I love
the
you,
word.
showing that I love you, right?
Yeah.
My daughter literally will say, she'll be across the room and we'll be somewhere else watching TV and she'll say, "Hey mom, I love you." And we're like, "Oh, hey, love, and we love you back." You know what I'm saying? And I remember being pregnant and I praying for that, like just for her to exude love, her to be kind, compassionate, all the things that you really want your child to be.
Absolutely.
And now it's like, okay, that's working. We put it in her and she's okay. So those traditions, right? I mean, on top of we're going to see Disney on Ice, or we're going, going out of town to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to experience this or that, you know what I'm saying? But again, every day for Loveland is an experience because I vowed to myself when I was pregnant, I'm going to give my baby everything that I either didn't have or I felt like I, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Could have had, should have had, right? And
for
so,
sure.
but I always wanted her. So yeah, those traditions of making her feel loved and that somebody is always right there.
Always. And that's so important. That's just so important because of the times that we're living in, first of all, and then she's just a baby yet to be growing up into the craziness. So yeah, that's good. Now you're a mom now. What's the one thing that you said you would never do with your daughter that your mom did to you?
No shade, all shade. Beat me, girl, beat me. And listen, now I whoop Loveland. She'll tell you, but Loveland does not, and she probably could get more, right? But I want to have a relationship with my daughter, right?
Yes.
And I don't want my daughter to just think that I'm the boss and this is what it is. Yes, I do.
Your way or the highway.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I want her to know that we can talk. We can talk about anything, everything. I mean, literally everything. Yeah. And I didn't have that. And so I really want to make sure that and again, I just want to be like, to Loveland some days. But then I literally go back to, but wait a minute.
Right.
You didn't like that when that was being done to you, or that didn't feel good then. So what you, and it's like, okay, but then I also give Loveland a lot of grace because I remember what kind of kid I was, or what kind of hell I gave my parents. But also, was I really giving them that, or was I just being
a kid? Yeah,
and so I get it now. I see it
as
much
a mom, you see it clearer
now when you have a child. And I mean, I could feel it when I was pregnant. Like this is going to be different. And I also wanted to give my daughter a 2-parents home. Not that I wanted to, because I also. So listen, this is crazy. Off subject, but on subject. So growing up, I used to say I wanted I always say I wanted a husband that was like my granddad.
Yeah.
Right? So my grandma.
And you certainly got one.
Oh,
for real.
baby.
I know. I know Pastor Parsons is that way. I love him for that.
And I say it, not being funny, but yes, I got it better because my husband cooks.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't have to cook every day. My husband will do it. Do y'all hear me?
Yes, he is. Great cook.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? And I used to always say that I want a husband that's like, but then I had a little stint in my life where it was just like, maybe I don't want a husband. Maybe I do want a kid, but I just want to be like very good co-parents with, you know what I'm saying, the person. So I never saw myself married, but I wanted to make sure that my child came up in a loving 2-parent home.
Absolutely.
And then the Lord
worked it out
to get bigger and better, right? I have a husband. I was able to have my child with my husband, first child, all the things, and it was done right in the eyes of the Lord, right? And so, hey,
that's true. That is true.
Here we are. So yeah.
Okay, I love that. I absolutely love that. What is your greatest accomplishment to date?
Loveland.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that. Yes. And what a beautiful child she is. And we're going to get more into my baby later.
But you know what? And being a wife.
Yeah.
Being a wife. Because being a wife is a different beast. It's a different beast. So, just all the growing and the pruning, the growing pains, everything. Yeah, that is a great accomplishment because I know that is not an easy. It's not easy at all. It is not.
And then add on top of that being a pastor's wife. So it's different than just being a wife.
A pastor's wife.
And you're not only a pastor's wife, you're somebody's pastor's wife.
That part.
Yeah. We're going to get into that in a moment.
There you go.
Now, how do you separate husband from pastor?
Ooh. Woo! So I had to do that a long time ago. Early on in our marriage, and I will say, like maybe the first month or two, I had divorce papers. Like, all right, I'm out, because again, you expect it to be one thing, and it's not. You expect you to sign the papers, and then boop, everything changes, and baby, that is not what happens.
That's not what happens, y'all.
No, that's not what happens. So, I learned a long time ago that it wasn't Pastor Parson or it wasn't Donald, it was Nene, right? And so once, because see, the Lord had to work on us separately but individually, right? But it was also one of those things where I literally had to take a seat back and say, all right, am I going to keep fighting for what I think is right, or am I going to change the way I approach this situation? And then maybe it's different because tone and all that makes a big difference, right? And so once the Lord said, well, why don't you fix you first? And then I'll worry about the rest. And so once I allowed him to work on me, because it wasn't about me, it was about how I responded to what Donald did, right? It's what I responded to, or how I responded to Pastor Parson, right? Because one thing I do, there is a difference.
There is a difference.
And I know that difference based on being raised by James L. Mormon, right? I took care of him in an intentional way. And I learned that, and I was able to
separate that.
And for my husband, I was able to bring it over into my marriage and say, hey,
wonderful. This
is Donald, the man. This is Reverend Parson, the pastor or the preacher or the man of God, right? And let me just be honest. We've been together 16 years, married 8, I think 9, something like that. 8.
6 years. I think you just had to.
No, 7, 8. It'll be 8.
It'll be 8.
Right, because you were one of the very few people that signed the marriage license. Listen, so you do know, okay?
I do know.
But yeah, so and even now I'm feeling like, I guess based on just my experiences recently, that I'm really picking up what Pastor Parson has been putting down, right? Because I've been in it and living with him and getting the wisdom and everything, but I'm understanding it better, and I'm able to apply it much better. I mean, just and so I'm not sure when or how, but when the Holy Spirit was like, all right, ma'am, get you together, and it's all gonna work. And once I got me together, how I responded, how I felt, how I saw things. My perception of a whole bunch of stuff changed. It was different. My attitude was different.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, you got to be worked on. Now, this is a sidebar. I was always taught that what you did to get her is what you have to do to keep her. So him knowing your personality and all of that, I'm thinking that's the attraction. Well, I love a little fiery spice. Yeah. But it wasn't the case.
Nah.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Moving right along.
Okay.
Share with us one of the grandest moments experienced with your husband.
Ooh, the grandest moments. Okay, I would say our Vegas wedding, which we called the Wedception. One thing about my husband, he allows, and that's what I really respect and love about him. He allows me to be me.
Yep.
He wants to do whatever I ask. If he does not, there is no amount too big, no mountain too high. He is, Donald Parson gonna make that happen. You hear what I'm saying?
I love that.
And so it was just awesome, from the invitations,
which were gorgeous.
Listen,
yes.
I mean, anything that I asked for, I mean, it was just awesome. And just to have, the love in the room, and just, it was awesome. I mean, that day I literally can bottle up and relive 100 times every day, because it was just so yeah, that was literally, yeah.
And I can believe that. Yeah. Now share with us one of the most difficult times that you've had and how you made it through.
Woo! Girl, I got too many.
Yeah, we all do.
Okay.
And God brought us through them.
Right.
One that you want to share with us.
Okay, so the most difficult. I think the most difficult was recently losing my granddad. But going into that also brings up other things. So that's one. But, and I don't say it's difficult. I think it was just different when my husband was sick with cancer.
Yes.
Because, never been there, in sickness and in health.
Right.
You're really there in sickness. I mean, my husband couldn't walk for months, not from the bed to the bathroom. Like, it was just, and then the first bout of cancer, Loveland was like 3 or 4 months.
Yes.
So I think the cancer, my husband's sickness, but I felt like it was different. It wasn't difficult,
right.
But I say different because I never been there. But I also felt like the Lord gives us these things, and it's up to us to decide how we're going to get through them, right?
Absolutely.
And so it was different. Difficultly different, maybe, or challenging.
Challenging,
it was a challenge.
Oh yeah.
But the Lord gave me everything that I wanted, and I had a peace, because also my husband had a peace about it. Like, hey, listen, I have lived a great life. If I'm out of here, I'm out of here. And listen, I'm only doing this treatment for Loveland,
right?
And because I have lived a great life. I can go, because my husband was 73 when Loveland was born. So he's like, hey, if it wasn't for her, I'd be gone. I'm good.
Right.
So yeah, that was, I think, my husband's cancers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too. And you know what? It is different. And when your husband is sick, let me ask you this: were church people at the house? Did you allow that?
So some, and I'm not gonna say no, not a lot. Some, yes, some. The most important, like the closest people to us, and the ones that he was really comfortable with.
Yes.
But some of it was, and I say touch and go, because we just really didn't know, right? But we had people coming to the house, and we had people bringing us, stuff like that. But my husband was always, and he's always been one of those, if I'm sick, don't keep it a secret. If I'm sick, don't keep me away, because I want the prayers of the saints. Sure. I want people knowing what's happening to me and what's going on with me, and so he was always that person. He was never like, well, don't let them over. Don't tell anybody what's happening. He wanted everybody to know. In fact, he would update people occasionally on what was happening, if he was having a port put in, or if he was having treatment, or if he was feeling good, or if he wasn't feeling good. And
I think that's great, especially as a pastor. Because, the people do love you, so they do want to know
exactly.
But then there are those who impose on you, and I think that's what I'm.
Yeah. Oh, of course. But yeah, no, I was very. I guess I was able to
navigate through all
that very well.
And I can believe that. One thing is your home, so you know you controlling the who.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
I understand that. So who do you confide in?
The Lord. And my husband. Listen, I mean, because you could tell certain people certain things.
Yes.
We don't tell everybody everything, right?
That's true.
But I tell the Lord everything, and I tell my husband everything.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Everything.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. Everything. Yeah.
I think that's good, though. I think that's good. Now we're just going to move on to another section real quick. I want to talk about your style. How do you classify your personal style?
Nene.
And that is true, because what Nene is wearing on today is very, as the kids say, demure. As the kids say, it's very demure, because Nene has a own personal style.
And I was gonna text you like,
I knew you were gonna text me what to wear, and I said no. I
typed it and I took it out like, never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
I want the first ladies to wear whatever they want to wear to be comfortable.
Yes, and that was so that was the other thing, right? Comfortable. I was like, you know what? Let me go in here. I don't have to, and of course, I didn't want to overdo it.
There's no such thing as overdo, because it's you.
I was going to say, I don't care about overdoing, because I would come in here with all everything on.
And I know that.
Right, but
that's what I love about you. Yeah.
I can just be kind of chilled, and you know what I'm saying?
Like I said, this is the for Nate, if you know her. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been pushed to say that it's time for a commercial, so we'll be right back. And if you are just tuning in, yes, you are looking at First and Foremost, and yes, this is Lady Yashira Parson sitting in here, also known as Nene, sitting here in the first chair. So we'll be right back after this commercial. Hello everyone, First Lady Lakeitha London here, the host of First and Foremost, the show that's all about the First Lady. Well, I just wanted to let you know that we are excited to announce the First and Foremost First Lady Honor Contest. We want to celebrate the incredible women who stand as leaders, visionaries, and pillars in their community. So we invite you to submit some nominations to recognize a First Lady who has gone above and beyond in service, leadership, and in love. I need you to submit your 20 to 30 second video telling us why this First Lady is deserving of this honor and how she actually made an impact. The deadline for your submission is May the 5th. The grand prize will be a celebration and a live taping with your First Lady and up to 10 guests at our sponsor's location. The runner-up will appear live here on First and Foremost along with their video presentation, and they will receive a sponsor's basket full of goodies. The winner will be announced on a special edition of First and Foremost on May the 12th. Again, submit your video to Lady London First, FIRST, at yahoo.com. If you have any questions, please DM me at Lakeitha London on Facebook or send an email to ladylondonfirst@yahoo.com. My nomination would be First Lady Barbara Jennings of New Providence Baptist Church. First Lady Jennings, the first time I met her, along with my husband, sowed a seed, and she put it in the palm of my hand, and I never even looked at it until I got home. And she did it on several occasions. And I want to be the type of person who can just sow a seed for someone. And I don't know if she knows this, but it changed my life as a First Lady. And it really just let me know that what comes from the heart really reaches the heart. So Lady Barbara Jennings, you would be my nomination for the First Lady's Honor Contest. So please submit your 20 to 30 second video telling us why your First Lady is deserving of this honor to ladylondonfirst@yahoo.com. Thank you, and we're looking so forward to the nominations and to the presentations. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. I am your host, First Lady Lakeitha London. And again, yes, this is Sister Nene Parson sitting here, the greater woman behind Pastor Donald Parsons, who's actually here this weekend. So thank you so very much again for joining us for this fantastic third season, groundbreaking season for First and Foremost. Let's continue our conversation. Now, do you think that the way you dress dictates how the women in your church dress? Because we had Pastor Rick Cranford, he creates beautiful hats, and he said that he has his mothers to talk to the women in his congregation so that they can dictate what they wear. I thought that was kind of weird.
Weird.
Because even when I'm dressing, I don't think I dictate what the people are wearing. I think they're. But what do you think about how you influence, especially your younger generation at your church?
Be you.
Be you.
That's exactly how I feel.
Be you.
Where would you come? Listen,
dress how you want to dress.
Dress how you want to dress. Listen, I'm gonna say something. If you come and you got on underwear, let's say that, okay? But I'm not gonna say anything where I'm gonna make you feel bad to say you gotta go. Hey, can I just help you out? But wear what you want. Come as you are. Be creative. Is your heart great? Because you're not getting into heaven with a skirt down here.
Right.
It's based on what your heart,
Amen.
What your heart is working on, right? And so, I say wear what you want, how you want.
Yeah.
And go on and praise the Lord and serve the Lord. Because again, who told you to put clothes on anyway?
Now that's a London sermon, because he definitely be all
and you know that's
that.
my and you know that's my husband.
Yeah.
Like it's and again, the more you get, because my husband, he breaks it down to its lowest common denominator.
That's why he's so
almost like the Message Bible, right? If you can't understand it the way Donald breaks it down, or Reverend Parson breaks it down, then there's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And so when we are even having talks with each other, it's like, well, did you think about this or did? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I never thought of it like that. And he's like, well, why you think I'm here with you? And I'm like, you know what? Absolutely. I'm picking up what you're putting down, sir. And it's sticking with me now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's making more sense.
Yeah.
But he literally makes it easy to understand, and he breaks it down. And so I get to kind of vicariously live, you know, or just pick up everything, because he always say, like, when I'm gone, you can't get what I got.
Right.
Like, y'all can study my brain, but what I have, you better get it before I go.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, this is a tricky question. Has Pastor ever said something to you like, have you ever put on something and Pastor was like, now, baby, you know that ain't.
Never.
I love that.
What, that ain't appropriate?
That ain't anything.
Never.
I love that.
Never,
and that's
ever.
because he knows you.
That's it. That's it. And that's one thing, like I said, my husband allows me to be, but he also knows that I am a respectful person. Well, let's be clear, because I'm a woman, I'm a lady, and I'm not gonna play about certain things, right? But he knows that I have enough sense to dress for the occasion, right? Yes. Yeah, I might come to church with a fitted dress, and y'all can call it fitted because maybe you don't have a body to have it fitted on. It's just what it is.
That's true. Very true.
And so, but I'll also come to church with a 2-piece suit on if I need, you know what I'm saying? Or some pants.
Right.
I mean, because again, it's about me being comfortable, but I'm also, I know how to dress for the occasion. And when my husband, and if my husband like it, I promise you I'm putting it on 3 or 4 different times. Because yes, sir, I will keep wearing that.
Of course. I actually love that. Now we're going to get into some First Lady questions. Oh. Did you choose this life, or do you feel it chose you?
Oh no, it definitely chose me.
Let's be clear on that.
I was
Talk
not.
about it.
I prayed for a man like my husband, but I didn't pray for a preacher. I didn't pray for a pastor. I prayed for a man that had a heart like my granddaddy, that was a giver like my granddaddy, that was kind like my granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't pray for a pastor, but I am grateful,
hallelujah,
to God for giving me my husband. So no, I did not choose this.
Understood. When did you first recognize your calling, not just as the pastor's wife, but as the first lady in ministry? When did you accept that? Or have you? It's an interesting question.
No. So I've accepted it, right? But I've also just always been a person that was in the back. I am okay being behind the scenes and working it out, making everything happen, fixing and all that. Like, I don't have to be in front. And I was never big on, and I'm still not ever big on titles. Like, people at church call me Nene. Don't call me first. Like, I'm Nene because I was born a girl.
Yes.
I'm going to eventually be a woman.
Yes.
So it's just what it is, right? But yeah, I think more now I am getting more comfortable with doing things out front. But I mean, I knew who my husband was when I met him, right? And so I knew that it came with it. So I mean, once we got married and, you know, I picked it up a little bit.
Yeah,
and I'm still, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'm just more so
in the background.
In the back. I'm good being back there. And I mean, but like even before my granddaddy died, he was like, we were on our way to the mall and he was like, you do understand who you are, right? You are Donald Parson's wife, and you can accept that and be okay with that, right? You can live like that now. I'm like, okay, yes, sir. I appreciate you. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But,
yes. I understand that. Now, can you share with us a time that you had to take off your first lady hat for real? For real?
Oh, yeah, honey. When my husband got sick, this last time was 2023, 2024, something like that. Yeah, we were pretty much losing everything. Everything. The church, building, everything. It could have been the house, the cars, everything, because again, my husband was sick, and my husband is the breadwinner, right? My husband, if my husband cannot preach, we not eating.
Make it understood.
You understand what I'm saying? And so, my husband was getting sicker and sicker, but it felt like they just kept piling things on him. And the more they piled, the sicker he got.
Wow.
The more the down. And so I was just like, all right, listen. Y'all not gonna kill my husband. Let's do this. This, that. We're gonna change this. And I had to tell my husband, hey, listen.
I love that.
Hey, listen. And I took the hat off, but it was also still like, listen, the Lord has better things for you.
Yes.
And you have to believe that he gonna take care of you.
Oh, yes.
So I'm gonna need you to be confident in the words that you preach, right? Because he always says the difference with him is he believes what he preaches. Some other preachers just preach what they believe, but he believes what he preaches, right? And so it was just like that. You gotta believe what you giving us. Are you gonna believe that for real in this season, or are you gonna say nah and just let it all slip away?
Right.
And so in that point, and I even sent my husband a message, like, listen, and even about him just wanting to live, just having the will to keep going. And I just sent him a long text. It was long, and it's like, okay, do we need to put you in hospice or what? You know what I'm saying? So I had to but then is where I had to say, hey, nope, our bet's off. We're not gonna kill my husband. My baby needs her dad.
Right.
I would love to have my husband here. I had wonderful years with him. However,
you want more.
I would love more.
Absolutely.
I really want him to be one of the oldest men to live on this earth, and I want to be one of the oldest women that live. I want to make it past. I want to go past 110. You hear me?
Oh my goodness. We were just talking about that, Jason and I. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, people think that being a first lady and the wife has this glamorous life. Now, share with those that don't really know the not so glamorous part of our lives.
The who?
Not so glamorous part of our lives. Because being a first lady, a lot of people think is glamorous. They think that it's, you know, you got it going on, you got this and that. But it's not always that.
It is not always glamorous.
Just tell the truth.
It's not always glamorous. You're not always liked. You're not always loved.
Right.
People are not always nice to you.
Right.
But again, let me go back to the you. If you know you, if you love you deep, right? For real, nothing that anyone says or does outside of you can get you in. It can't get you off your square.
Absolutely.
Right? But no, people don't like you. People can't stand you. People don't, and some things I don't like to give energy to, but I will say, there are not nice people. For instance, I received 3 letters in the mail, 3 different letters. One addressed to myself, one addressed to my husband, one addressed to me and my husband. And it was from a former member cussing myself and my husband out. Never did I ever let my husband see it.
Very good.
Never did I let my husband read it. I didn't even give him any of the contents. I was just open and aware, and I made sure that I was staying prayerful, but kept my eye open and still keep my eye open, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It could be difficult and hard, but again, if you are sure of who you are,
yes,
and whose you are, and why you're doing this, everything else doesn't matter.
Everything else doesn't matter. Now, that's good advice. What has God taught you, because you talked about this, but what has God taught you in this ride as first wife and pastor that you didn't expect? Any surprises?
And I'm not gonna say no, not surprises. Well, a little bit. The hatred, the hatred, and I say that only because growing up, I didn't get a lot of. I guess I got people hating on, like the family, I guess you could say.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't really get the end part of it, right? You know how, like you said, your parents kept you from certain things, like, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't see that part of the business, right? We woke up with the church, went to sleep with the church, but we didn't see the nasty part, right? And so being in it, growing, it's just like, this what y'all doing? This what church people do? Oh, okay, I see why people don't want to come to church.
Exactly. Very true. Very, very true.
Because we can't get it together.
Now, what's the one message that you want every first lady listening to right now to hear? If you had one thing that you want to say to any first lady, what would it be right now?
Love you. Deep. For real. With no questions, like unapologetically. Love yourself. And please, whatever you do, keep your vows.
Sis.
Through sickness and in health. Like when your husband gets sick, do it. Even when you don't want to.
Right.
Even when you don't feel good.
Right.
I didn't want to do, well, I didn't want to see my husband not walking to the bathroom. Like we are literally like this stuff, right? But who would I be to say do it yourself?
Exactly.
Or let me call somebody else in and do it. No, this is my job.
That's your job.
So again, love you and stick to your vows, especially in sickness and in health.
I love that. And that's not just for first ladies. I think that's for any woman that's married, any married couple. You're in it to win it.
Yeah.
I know Jason is saying that we're getting close to wrap up, but I want to ask just a couple more questions, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak about some exciting news. If you could be completely transparent, what would you say about this first lady role? If you could be completely transparent about it. You said you touched on it earlier because you didn't choose it.
It's not for the faint of heart, just like marriage is not. It's not for the faint of heart. I mean, you have to have thick skin.
That part.
You have to be graceful.
Yes.
When you don't want to be graceful. Forgiving. Because, baby, people are going to take you to a place where you are not going to want to forgive at all.
Absolutely.
But you have to. You must.
You must.
And so, again, it's just not easy. But it's doable.
It's doable. It's definitely
And it's definitely doable if you love the Lord, period. If you love God, you can definitely do it.
You can definitely do it. That's good advice. I love that. Now, have you ever struggled, we talked about this briefly, have you ever struggled with the weight of the expectations placed on you because you are the wife of Donald Parsons?
Not that I've struggled with the weight. Nope. Because I've had the mindset that whatever I'm getting in this life, it's what the Lord planned out for me, right?
Amen.
So we maneuvering through it. We working through it. We figuring out what's going on, right? So again, who am I to say, well, I can't do it or I can't figure this out? No, all this was written before. This is a part of my game plan. So what we doing? It's either I'm winning or I'm not.
Exactly.
So what you gonna do?
I love that. Yeah. I do love that. And that's very true. That's very true. When we speak of PK kids, is it rarely anything good And what are you protecting Loveland from? When people talk about PK kids, you know it's always something negative. So what are you protecting baby girl from?
And I don't think I'm, you know what, from bad people. That's it. Because honestly, I mean, how much can I really protect her from? Me, personally, right? So I'm really, and this is I'm really looking to the Lord, right, to really protect her. But people,
the covering,
just people, evil people, nasty people, unkind people. That. And I also want her to just be compassionate. I tell Loveland again, like I said, my granddad, this was a whole, I want her to be protective of the vulnerable.
Yes.
Right? The vulnerable. Make sure that if somebody is older than you and they can't, that you step in. If they are unable to, that you're willing to, right? Or you're kind, you're nice, all the things, you know what I'm saying? So I think mostly just bad people.
From bad people.
You know what I'm saying? How can...
That's true. That is true. That's true, because you really they don't reveal themselves until certain times. So you're absolutely correct.
That's right.
And this is a perfect segue into Loveland's book. And so I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak about her book, the inspiration behind it, where we can get it. And we're going to have some closing remarks shortly after that. So please share.
So, Papa, do you remember
your camera right
Little Questions from My Heart to Heaven by Loveland Grace and
beautiful.
Her mother? And so the book was actually written in honor of my granddad. Clearly, you know what happened, what's going on, or whatever. And so to kind of heal and help with the whole process, because we didn't just lose a granddad, we lost a whole family, right? So we wanted to kind of help other families navigate loss, navigate memory loss, because my granddad, they said that he had dementia. So there were some things that he couldn't remember. And so throughout Loveland's life, I took photos. She had 5 good years with Papa. And so I took photos from the time she was born up until the time that he left here. And so kind of turned her photos into a book, and any pictures or any pages that did not have like photos to match, I just created something. I asked her, I'm like, well, what was a fond memory that you had with Papa? Or when you think of Papa, what do you think of? Or how does Papa smell? All these questions. And so she answers, and then we put it into a book, and my baby is a published author.
And I think that is so wonderful.
So it's available on Amazon. Papa, do you remember?
And I'm going to make sure that all of this information is going to be on my story. So if you're interested, please support. This is such a beautiful book. And I want to just say this quickly. I worked in a funeral home, and I was in charge of all of the literature for loss, for loss and grieving, especially for children. So this is going to be a hit. And I shouldn't say a hit, but I think it's going to be very popular, because a lot of kids struggle with loss. So this is beautiful. It's a beautiful graphic. It's just absolutely lovely. And I think it explains it in a kid's eye.
That part.
Which is most important, to say, he's gone, but as long as you remember those things, he's never gone.
And we have remembered him, and I say every day he is involved in our everyday, even again, when starting mortuary science school, it was all Papa. So we are doing all of this to keep his legacy alive, because, my Papa, my granddaddy was dead before he was dead. You know what I'm saying? So we want to keep his name alive, keep his memory alive.
Absolutely. And talk about it, because you said this is going to be part of a 3-part series.
It's going to be part of a 3-part series. So it's the Legacy, Love, and Faith series. It's Papa, Do You Remember? The next will be My Daddy in Cancer. Loveland's experience through the whole journey of cancer with her dad. And the other one is Faith Over Fear. We prayed for you because we were pregnant with Loveland during COVID. And so, yes, we have a lot of, I have a lot of pictures and memories and writings, in the journal about those times that we had. And so,
and stories to tell, because I think we really need this, and that's what this platform here is for. Our First Lady sharing their stories with us, these powerful women sharing their stories with us. So I thank First Lady Nene for coming to be with me. I love her so much, and we are definitely going to put this information on my story. So if you guys are interested, you can look at my story, and please support. It's such a beautiful cause, and you should call some funeral homes to see if they're going to be interested in that, because that's the first thing you should do.
I am.
Okay.
Thank you, girl.
You're welcome, because they need that. They do need that for the young age.
No, we're trying to get this
out there
everywhere, and it's very simple.
It's
and
very
it's,
simple,
you know,
but it speaks volumes. And,
Yes.
and again, it's from a child's view, and I think that's so needed. So needed.
Yeah.
I think they're going to understand it clearly with this, because as long as you remember, that person will never be dead. Never. So I'm going to say closing remarks. We'll give you an opportunity for closing remarks. If there's any shout outs you want to send, if there's anything you want people to be looking forward to for the church, please have your opportunity.
Listen, I just want to thank my sister friend, my girl.
I love you so much.
First Lady, thank you so much, because we are literally almost like alike. We don't, you know.
You're right.
Okay.
You wouldn't believe that. But
Period.
You're absolutely right.
Okay. But thank you
that.
so much for having me. You know, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Shout out to my husband, Loveland, LBA. Hey y'all. All my Detroit fam, my Chicago people.
Yes.
Listen, you know I love y'all. And just, you know, be looking for this, looking for me. We out here. We about to be out here doing some stuff, okay? Listen, the Lord has got some things in the works for us. And y'all thinking we in the shy. We in the shy and the D. Be clear. Love y'all. Thank you so much, my girl.
I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching First and Foremost, and this third season has just been hot, hasn't it, Jason? We are on fire here. So tune in on next Tuesday. I want to let you know this show is pre-recorded, but next week we'll have an opportunity for questions and answers, because I know you got some questions for First Lady Nene. So we look forward to hearing from you on next week. So until then, take care and God bless.